Hey man, one bolt's broke on me. I've been in there heating it. Well, just trying my best. One's broke, so we'll just need to continue and see what else we need to do after this, because absolutely no idea. So hopefully we don't need to take the engine into it, but I've absolutely no idea, but mate. Right, so I'm hoping I now just need to. I've already slackened the two in the top, and then I think there's a couple of wee bracket bolts, but I think that's going to be the last difficult one. Obviously, two broke. Now, looking at the length for this one, one of the ones that broke, this was very tight, but once it started going, there was a lot of heat down there. That is hot. I've had somebody in want to buy a car, so or no car sales. So I've been away for a wee bit, so it has cooled down a wee bit. But the other one, once it started turning, although it was very tight, it came out no bother. So they went and they're right next to each other too. So there's just no rhyme or reason. It's just for rust. Right, so the turbo's off, that's good news, right? So obviously we had two of the three difficult broken bolts, difficult bolts broken on me, so you can see that one, but right, that's just a bracket, right? So that's how you need to take the turbo off, right? Because once it's in place, if you see the bolts there, you can't get to them once the turbo's in, so they've put a bracket on it, right? And then you get the bolts for the top. They're still quite difficult to get to, so, but that there, these two here, if we'd have taken these two out, then we just lifted it out and left these two, because these are quite difficult to get to, but thankfully I managed to get them. So it might have been better to slack anyway, because that might have still been gripping there. So we'll need to try and get that off of there. You can see what's happened to it, it's welded itself to the actual bracket itself, so the actual thread's turning fine. So we've been fighting against that bracket. So, and the other one, so now that that's out, I can see exactly what I'm heating and stuff as well. And there's one of my gaskets falling down, right? So there's one gasket there. Alright, we can see there's a load of oil down there, eh? Loads it. Loads and loads it. So, yeah. There's one gasket, right? There's another gasket, and we can see our broken bolt, which is in that kind of flexi part of the exhaust. That's not want to come off of there in a minute. Come on. Right, there's no one to come out there, so that's obviously rust. Probably why. Part of the reason why our stud's not coming off. Well, the bolt. So, the guy that I watched the video on, the Keen mechanic, really good video. I just had another little look there, just to see, just to remind myself. So, we've got those. Yeah, we've got those ones. It's this one we're missing, those two. And I'm going to order this little connector, just like the Keen mechanic did, because there's no point in doing the job twice. And we're already into a lot more labour on it than what we had initially quoted for. So what can you do about it? I think we'll be having a new policy here on oil leaks, I think, to be honest with you, because this is not our fault, we're just trying to fix it, but here we are. And yeah, I'd love it if it was something I had done, but it's not, unfortunately. This is just rust that we're fighting here, so these broken bolts, I've tried heating them. Like I say, it's not our fault. We've tried heating them with the Vortex map gas. Like I say, you can't really get in there. So now that I can get some more heat in there, we'll try and get that out, and then we should know what we're up against, and then we can just get the manifolds off it. Now that that's out the road, we'll be able to get the rest of this out the road now. I'll need to come up with something for getting these. But I'll come up with something. Getting these off, and then get the rest of this wire on the road. Get all that lifted up over to there. And get into this oil cooler. It's just in there, it's buried, and we can see oil in there as well. Right. So, but we'll get it all off now. Pretty hot. Yeah, no joy so far, but well, there's still a bit of the bolt there, there's still hope. I don't know if you can get the manifold off this with the engine in place, but that is the exhaust manifold, that one. So, I mean, we could try welding that one there, but if that, I need to take that off of there, actually, that's absolutely boiling hot. That stud extractor. That should be okay. But we really need that out, man. Like, if it breaks, then we need to try and drill it. And that bit is flexible as well, so I've been putting a lever down trying to stop it, because obviously I'm fighting against it, it's not meant to move that much. So I'm fighting against it, so hopefully there's no damage in it. I can only just try my best. The only way we would know if we damaged it is put everything back together and the bloody thing's blowing. So again, absolute nightmare. V6 diesel for 2009. Bolts have never been touched on it because it's probably never, it looks to me like this original turbo and all that. I thought it would be being Merc. If you look after them, then they're fine, the Mercs. So the Mercedes, well, last ditch attempt, to be honest, guys. Right, so that there is what's left of that broken bolt. Right, if you can see, I've put a heat shield to cover the hole in the exhaust. We're going to try and weld a nut on it. I was here on Saturday till God knows what time, trying to get that out with heat and a stud extractor. We had 3 broken bolts. I've managed to get one out. One doesn't matter. We can get that out now that the turbo's off. So it's just this last one, unfortunately, but we won't know until we get this out. So we're going to have a go just now. Once we get this out, we should hopefully have no more issues. This should be the last of the tight bolts anyway. These ones all get open to the elements. These ones into the manifolds, you can see they're kind of into the engine, so they're sealed. There's no atmospheric crap, right? So we all have to have a wee look and see what's going on there as well. Right, so the Mercedes, what I've done is I have fashioned a brace to lock that so that it's not moving about anymore, right, so it's tighter, and you can see I've started refreading this. So we'll hopefully put 2 nuts down it, weld the top, heat it and remove what's left. But well, this is our 3rd or 4th go at it. I really would rather this came out rather than having to take a manifold off of there, because I have no idea how you get out of there, you know, absolutely no idea how that would come out. And it's already, the labour hours on this car are phenomenal, man. It's the same in the dealer. We had cars went out here and you'd charge, you know, 11 hours, 10 hours. Really what was spent on the car but was like 48 hours. And I mean 48 hours, I don't mean the guy was just there for the whole 48 hours, or the lady technician, whoever was technician was working on it, was there for 48 hours solid. I mean there was just 48 hours in total completed on those jobs, so some of them you win, some of them you lose. I've managed to re-tap that, so we'll get that off of there now. We'll get 1 or 2 nuts on it, we'll try and weld the top of it again and see if we can get that broken bit out of there. So fingers crossed, man, fingers crossed. Right, so now I need to block up the hole, weld the top, we'll let it cool, and then we'll reheat it and see if we can get that tape back out of there. Right, so Mercedes ML, I've buffed in a nut which has got a big washer on it. I'm going to put it on upside down and hopefully fill the hole up with weld, and hopefully that'll act as a stopper. So we're on, I don't know how many attempts now to try and remove this bloody bolt. See the big brace that I've made for it, so that's solid, can't move. So I think we'll now try and fill that up in there with weld and then turn it with a spanner. Hopefully it will move the whole lot. Hopefully anyway. Can I still get a spanner in there actually? Is it going to work? It's going to be tight. Like in the nut at the moment. I suppose I can get on. God knows what attempt this is, but we keep going. So the Mercedes, man. So we have the small hacksaw, the welder, welding all the nuts, wherever they all are, hundreds of them, all underneath it as well, loads of them. And I've tried lots and lots of attempts to get the bloody thing out. Yep, loads. Well, I've really been at it. So obviously 2 of them broken in there, so one's still in there. I've borrowed this, went to a friend's garage yesterday, about 4 and borrowed that. So yeah, so we would just start it with that. So we would make like a 1mm incision, so that's just a 1mm blade, same with all hacksaws, they're basically 1mm thick. So right where that bolt is, right on the edge of it, we would just basically cut a line. Right, so now that I'm up on the top, what we would do is we would just make an incision here, right, run a bit here, right in the middle somewhere, right, and then hopefully once we cut a slot in that would release the pressure in there, right, because that's broke off again, so that's smaller than it was, so it's just not going to budge. Drilling it out, it needs a very small drill to get in there, to be honest with you, right, at the angle it's at, it's because of the angle. If it was up here we'd maybe get it, so we'd probably need the manifold off to get it drilled. So I think if we cut it, I don't know how I then get up to put a nut and a bolt on it, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, I think. There, man, but I'm having to go with hand because the hacksaw just kept getting stuck. So I'm nearly through the bolt. I sawed through the manifold there, you can see the slit. I welded the nut on, tried it again with a nut, thinking right now I've put a cut in it, that's bound to have released some tension in it. Nope. Tried again, nope. So we'll just continue now. I've chopped hopefully through that bolt. Hopefully I'm all the way through it because my arms are killing me now. So honestly, one bolt, I don't know, over 12 hours now on it. So what I'm having to do is cut it, right, I've been right through it, and then squash it in with the pliers, and then run the blade back through it. I'm absolutely out of breath and everything cutting this, man, Jesus. I have chopped right through that, squashed it with pliers, I don't know how many times, so I know I'm through that bolt. I know I'm through it, right, I can see the line appearing on the other side of the manifold now, on the other side of the bolt. So, that's solid, man, absolutely solid. I've never seen nothing like it, eh? I've seen Mercedes come in with the bolts and the manifolds have been broken, and what happens is the rust builds up behind it until it eventually pings off the nut, eh? And that's without any human interaction. These ones, we've tried to get them off and they're just broken, so absolute hee-haw we could do. So that's an even bigger slot cut in it. So the bolt, I can get half of it to move, half of it can't. So hopefully if we get this half of it, we can get this half to move. It seems to be stuck here. It seems to be welded itself to there. So that's probably why we can't get it out. Rust. You'd think that would come out of there, no bother now, like, eh? But is it? No. It's not. It's tight, man. Oh, look, there's the thread there. You can actually see a wee bit of the thread. That must be nearly out, man. I still know it, but... So I've got, well, there's still a bit of that bolt in there, right? There's still a bit of that bolt in there, it's part of that manifold now, right? So what you see there is the remnants of that bolt. I cannot get it to move at all, so I've had to make this hole really big, and I did have to put a drill through it, and you can't get on there with a drill, so like I just end up breaking all the drill bits. So I have drilled at a bit of an angle, to be honest with you. You can see what angle we've went at. We kind of went down that way, but it's all I could do. So hopefully now I just need to make that hole a wee bit bigger, right, so that we can get a nut and a bolt on it, so that, well, you can see these are all threaded in, right, but we'll need to see if we can get a nut and a bolt in there, and hopefully that'll do. I would like to try and get in a wee bit more in here so that the bolt is where it's meant to be. But honestly guys, I'm not joking, I really wished I was making it up, but I think we've probably spent about 12 hours on this bolt, and we've still got a wee bit to do on it. So Friday, 6 hours cutting it by hand, was back at it again today. We've basically finished all the work in here today for about 3 o'clock. So all the other bookings, we kind of just continue to work on this one vehicle, otherwise we wouldn't be opened. We're just going to keep the doors open. So junior hacksaw, full of the blades now. The last one on me broken, in here somewhere. So aye, no end of grief with it, man, really, no end of grief. What the hell was that? It's like just disintegrating. So I don't worry too much about that. Old rubber, this kind of stuff I think it is. Just old crap now. Just disintegrating, yeah. Just disintegrating. A bit like the bolts. A bit like the bolts. So obviously we don't plan on spending 12 hours on one bolt, guys, eh? But what can you do? Unfortunately, some you win, some you lose. So at least we wouldn't know. Once we put that back together, if it's squealing its head off, then unfortunately the turbo need to come back off, the manifold need to come off. So aye, but we need to try something. So we'll try that. We'll try a nut and a bolt. We'll keep a positive mental attitude that it'll be fine. I think it will be, but I can't guarantee it. So we'll just need to wait and see how this goes. So I think it's just time to unbolt them now and see what we find in there, see what else we need. I think we need one more gasket for that piece there. I've already got another 2 gaskets for the EGR pipe, but I think I'm going to need one more bloody gasket. So I think it's just time to unbolt them now and see what we find in there, see what else we need. I think we need one more gasket for that piece there. I've already got another 2 gaskets for the EGR pipe, but I think I'm going to need one more bloody gasket. Okay, so like I was saying, we got those other 2 gaskets, just that one I think we need now. I didn't know it was there, and obviously Mercedes didn't know either. So you can see there, right down there, there's a hole right there. So, and this is all, well, there's water on it, right, for the coolant, but it's all oil. So hopefully that is what's happened. Obviously we can't run the vehicle now with the vehicle in bits, right? So there's no turbo, no inlet manifolds, no nothing. We'll need to plug these all up. They're well carboned, eh? So aye, right, overtime now, man. Look at all that, right? I have been picking away at it to try and get it into a pile, right? So we've got a big pile of crap in there, right? So I've tried to put it all together. Hopefully the hoover can pick it up. Obviously I can pick up the big cable ties and stuff like that, right? So we'll hoover this up, and then we'll get the new bits fitted right in the gasket. Right, so I've been using that vacuum. It's a brake bleeder, so I've drawn brake fluid out of the nipples, but all in here was all pulled up with oil as well. So the fact that the oil cooler's bolted on there kind of suggests it was that it's failed. This hole here, I've ran some brake cleaner, right, and then just had a wee look underneath, and lo and behold, it looked like, oh, we've got a leak for crankshaft oil seals. So that's why Mercedes had kind of thought that, and even with the gearbox out, it was all swimming in there, so it was really hard to tell even with the gearbox out. So yeah, it's not Mercedes' fault, to be honest with you. It's nobody's fault, it's just an old car. I don't know about the servicing on the vehicle, but that's got a 2013 date code on it, so that is a common thing. Whether or not it was serviced on time every time, I don't know if it made any difference to be honest with you. I really couldn't comment, but we're here anyway, we're cleaning it, we'll get the new one on, we'll get the manifolds all cleaned up and back on, and hopefully there's no dramas. We didn't bother getting those injectors, the pipes off, so hopefully they're okay. And obviously you've seen the bolt drama, that was an absolute nightmare, man. I don't know, 12-14 hours something on that one bolt, man, and I'll probably still a wee bit more time on it actually. So we still need to torque all the manifold bolts down, put the actuator back on, put the turbo solenoid on, and if you see in one of those channels in there where that hole goes to, might not be able to see it now, but there's a puddle in there, right, a puddle of coolant. So I'll get the vacuum bleeder out and we'll sick it out of there as well, so there's absolutely, so there's bone dry in there, and then hopefully there are no more leaks. I'm pretty confident that's what it was, but well, certainly soaking in there, so we've got all that to go as well. So we've got a fair old bit to go on it, but we're getting there, we are getting there. It's a big job, man, it's a big job. And when you get broken bolts, no garage plans for broken bolts, and when that happens, then you're basically pumped. You just need to you just need to roll with the punches, basically, you know what I mean, and just see how you go. Obviously I'll need to try and dress that up a wee bit better so I can get a nut and a bolt in it, and hopefully it'll be okay, the gasket seals, etc, etc. Right, so what we've got left is the little EGR pipe, the turbo to DPF elbow. Kind of put that back on at the minute, right? I've got bolts, we had 2 broken bolts in there, right? One we managed to get out, so I've got 5. So there's 3 in this side, 3 in that side for the other manifold. I've got the 3 in there, I've got the 2 in there, and I've made 1 stud. I've not been able to get a nut on it yet, so I'm maybe going to need to modify that a bit further. So we've done enough that we can do today. All the fuel rails are back in, injectors are all in, plumbed in, fuel filters all in, turbo's back on. Obviously we've got that bolt we still need to try and secure. Hopefully we can. Get the crankcase breather, 2 air filters, drain the oil out, change oil and filter. We need to keep these bits off just now as well to see if we can get these in. So it's just started. I've put a bit of cardboard underneath it there just to see. So that's a clean, spotless bit of cardboard. I don't have any leaks so far, but it did take about half an hour, 40 minutes or something like that before I came back. So we'll just see how she goes. So that I've not even revved this up yet, to be honest. That's sealed. Let's see what these lights are a bit, but so, but it's running again. So far with no leaks, so hopefully it stays that way. Hopefully, but we'll see. Right, so the Merc ML, we had this cardboard under it. We've got it on the ramp again. That was what just came out, right? It was one wee drip. I just needed a wee clean there. We did have a wee drip, so we got a couple of wee odds and sods to put back on. Heat shield and stuff we've left off for now just to see how this turbo is. That's what's one of the old rubber seals. So load of gaskets, right? Oil cooler. I think the oil cooler had actually failed itself, to be honest with you, because, well, we had a load of oil around the top of it and stuff like that. 2 seconds. 2 minutes. Obviously started with oil, the crankshaft oil seal. Wasn't that? So I've got that a wee clean. Up there you can just about see the nut and the bolt I've got in the turbo, so hopefully that holds it. And if not, that's up there as your exhaust manifold. We need to take that off. So we've got a new sump, new prop, everything seems to be all back together. We still need to road test the car as well, and the battery was a bit flat, so when I took the jump leads off it jumped back down to 11.7, so I'll maybe leave it overnight to charge as well. So, but we need to road test the car first before we can say that it's actually any good. We've got all the covers to put back on, we've changed the oil and filter. I don't think it's had an oil and filter in a long time, and it will need a sump eventually, so I'm not sure how you get the sump, if the diff needs to come out or the steering rack or whatever, but aye, that'll be another load of money needs spent on this car eventually. Right, I think we're all good. I hope so anyway, because I've had it on here running for a wee while. I had it over there as well, and yeah, this was swimming before. I mean, you can just look at it, you know what I mean, you can tell it was swimming, you know, so, and we're taking that gearbox out originally, it was absolutely swimming as well, so what can you do? Right, you can just see up there how crusty those bolts are on that manifold, so if that ever needs to come off, yeah, it might be a world of pain, to be honest with you. And I can see up down here the air filter box has missed its rubber bungs, so we'll need to fix that. Can't see this one, so hopefully that one's in. Yeah, can't see that one turned underneath, so you can see the sump's actually got a wee sweat on the back of that there, but not too much. This was absolutely flying out at it. There was one down at my mate's garage. He says to them, let speak to Kearney, I'll maybe do it for about $3 for you. I told him no, it'll be 6k, he wants it done. So we're just doing a wee road test right there. I will need to let this vehicle stay overnight, but I think just because I'm not going to be able to work on it anymore today, and I need to put some heat shields on it. Now it's not because I've got any other work to do, it's because the vehicle's so hot now. I've had it running most of the day now, well after doing the oil and filter, and I do need to let the turbo cool down because I'll not be able to get the heat shields back on without scalding myself, so, and it'll be best to let the vehicle charge up, so I did have a coolant hose blow off earlier, but other than that we've been all good. So yeah, we'll just need to see how the vehicle goes. So we'll just move the vehicle to put it on the charger. It's been running all day, we don't have any oil leaks, so that's good. I just had the engine management light come on, but so I had a wee scan at it. We've got a glow plug light. Now I believe the vehicle came in with a glow plug light on, to be honest with you, so, and I'm not taking it back apart for a glow plug, to be honest with you. So this one here, charge pressure position or signal line interrupted, so I just had a wee check there, so hopefully I found what it is. we didn't have any engine management lights. I'm sure we had a glow plug light, but so I just had a wee check, and there's a plug for the turbo, and it's not on right. So I'll pause here. Right, so down there is the plug for the turbo. So let's see if I can get it on. There you go, clip. Right, so we have the clip. So hopefully, well, what we'll do is we'll not run it anymore. I need this cooled down so I can put these heat shields back on. I do have a wee engine lifter that to put back on, but the turbo's boiling hot. So turbos get white hot, they call it. So it goes that hot, it goes white. So I can't touch that at the minute. So we'll need to let that cool down. But as far as I can tell, it seems all good, the vehicle. So hopefully that's all that management light's been for. Is that plug just rattled slacky. So I did hear it click there, so it shouldn't come back off now.